Legg deg nå til ro, min lille søte pusekatt. Sov nå, lille Lea, gode Lukas. Det er natt. Morgenen kommer der at du har drømt, min skatt. Solens varme, myke lys har dratt.
Hi guys to everyone, I'm Ada from Poison Rock, and as right now it's became obvious, I'm going more to the folk scene. So today we have an amazing artist, Anette Aga. Nice to meet you. And how are you, first of all?
What?
How are you, first of all?
Oh yeah, how I am? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's been a slow day. Not much
Yeah.
has happened today, but I'm good. Yeah, I have coffee, so everything is good.
So this is a chat more than an interview. That's what I like.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, this is like a common question, but I just turn a little bit different. Who is Anette Aga as musician, as an artist? Because you're multi, I don't know, you do a lot of things. Just I give you the words.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just a person trying to No, I don't know. I've always been very like creative, even like since I was small, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to like do music or art, so I just ended up doing both. So and then because I'm sort of like a history nerd as well, I kind of ended up in like the folk folk thing, and I love mythology, and I love like I'm very very interested in like religion as a concept and stuff like that. So I'm like yeah, so and culture and like, just in general. So I feel like at least like the last 4 years maybe, I feel like both my art stuff and my music stuff has sort of drifted into like mythology and folk traditions and stuff like that.
And it basically kind of, you think that your heart and your music like become one, a sense you can say like that, or are just two both separate ways? I mean, even with the same topic and concept.
Nowadays it's very much the same. It kind of goes together, and that's kind of what I wanted it to happen, because it's been very separate for a lot of like a lot of time. So I had a wish that I could sort of merge more. Yeah, because it's kind of difficult when you decide to do like stuff like this as a job, because you sort of, and then like you do the other thing as a hobby, and then you get really like, oh, I'm doing this for fun, and this is where I pour my heart out, and then you have like a job, and then you have clients, and it's like,
you want just to pull all together, that you were able like just to express yourself with your passion, and as well do it as a work. I mean, you're doing it, and amazingly, because we saw the 27th, that I will never forget. I don't know, I have this date stuck in my head. The release of a single is a lullaby. I don't know how to call it, because it's amazing. And like we said, I played with kids before and they loved it. So just tell me about the song. I mean, I go straight to the point. I mean, we go speak a little bit other things later. Just I want to know about more, because there are amazing collaboration with it, but mainly just how Anette started this song, this concept, what is behind it. So first, just by your point of view, and then we're gonna see who is involved as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. So, my partner has 2 kids, and so I started like being a bonus parent for them like 3 years ago or something, when we got together, and I don't have that much experience with like being a parental figure that much from before. So I really tried to figure out like how to navigate that space, if you like. And they really love like sitting down, being creative, singing together, jamming,
Wow.
stuff like that. And so we ended up during their bedtime routine, we ended up like just making songs and like yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I know.
That's so
and
beautiful.
then, and then we kind of
That's,
ended up making this song, and it's really funny because like every time we sing it, they kind of change the lyrics a little bit. Um,
yeah.
so they have like this ongoing joke. In the last verse, there is like a phrase where it says, um, "The dog is sleeping by your foot, and the cat is sleeping under a chair."
Yeah.
Because we have a dog and a cat, and
Yeah.
the cat is really antisocial. She doesn't like people. So we have like this ongoing joke that like, aha, today this person is sleeping under the chair, and then they kind of make up a name or mention someone we know, or yeah, and they do that like every time, and it's really
Those
funny.
cute.
So so,
Yeah.
so we started doing that, and I kind of we had that song going for like, they're a little bit older now, so they don't
Okay.
do bedtime singing as much nowadays, but we did this like for a year at least, and they know this song very well. And then I really wanted to make, originally I wanted to make like an album where it just collected a bunch of uh, uh, lullabies, because Norwegian like folk song tradition is very rich when it comes to
Yeah.
that kind of
Beautiful.
genre. It's really cool. They have like this you can kind of specialize in it if you study like Norwegian folk music in
Yeah.
Norwegian quite specifically. So
Wow. That's
it's really cool, and I wanted to make like a whole album with just like collected stuff like that.
yeah.
But,
Yeah. That's
but I decided because I prefer writing music instead of
okay.
like playing other people's stuff. So I just decided that why don't I just like make a single out of this song, because it was so strong, because when you have the time to perform it like a bunch of times,
Yeah.
you really realize that okay, this is actually like people are responding to it.
Yeah.
um
That is. I mean, you can feel it. It's calming as well. I mean, it's really chilling and calming. Perfect for the end of a, like a tough day or a stressful
yeah,
day. It's chilling. Yeah.
yeah,
So
so
yeah, keep on going. Yeah.
yep. And then yeah, I really wanted to do that, so I started trying to, I've been like in a process trying to learn
Mhm.
or learn how to record and do studio stuff, and but
Okay.
I'm not quite there yet, so I need help, so I asked Chell about it. Yeah, so yeah, and then we started working on it, and yeah, it's been
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
mean, and the artwork behind it, it's your work or someone else did it. Because, for example, I have in front of me the Sovesang artwork, which is like two rabbits with a moon. It's your work.
What hold on, what?
The artwork of Sovesang. I saw that, like, where are the two rabbits with the half moon? It's I mean, who take care of that? You or someone else did it?
Oh yeah, that's my artwork. Yeah.
So, you see, that's a way to connect both.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's amazing. And so, and basically, we see now that the appearance of Shell, like the appearance, like he put a foot in every project, and he make miracles as well. And I mean, that's he just limited to do just like the production, or as well to you put the music like in your song. I
Wait,
mean
what,
that I shall put as well like kind of influences in the song as well in the final step.
what do you mean? Are you asking what he did on the production?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, he first we just went to the studio and recorded the vocals and my cantella playing. And it's very like the original arrangement is super simple.
Okay.
It's just I have to think now. I think it's just four chords. And so we did that, and then we listened to it, and we were like, oh, it's a little bit like it's a bit small, like the whole thing, and that could work if you kind of want to play it as a really like down tiny song sort of. And I had wanted to do a collaboration with Lena Hallisif, the harp lady. Yeah,
there's a guest too as well. Right, yeah.
Yeah. So I contacted her and I asked if she kind of wanted to participate on it. And so we ended up, and she said yes, and that was really awesome. And so Chell ended up, I think he was going to Oslo for something else at the same time, and he really didn't have to do this. So I was like, wow, thank you. And so he went to Oslo, and he recorded her harp and her doing like choir stuff or harmonies and stuff. And we like me and Lena, we talked about it beforehand a little bit, and I gave her a sketch and the lyrics, and I said, like, I wanted to be kind of warm, and I wanted to be sort of sweet and stuff like that, but you can do whatever you want, because again, collaboration is, in my opinion, should be a bit of improvisation, and you don't like if you're asking a person to collaborate, you should also know what they're capable of doing.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, not imposing them, like, you should be like that. This is how I want to do it. It's you, because if you choose that person to collaborate, I think you know how that person works, at least.
Yeah, and I love her. I love her work. She's really great. So I was like, please do some of that on my song. So he did. Chell recorded that, and then it took some time because of some other projects and stuff like that. And then I went back in the studio with him, and then we re-recorded the vocals and the cantella, and then he mixed everything together. So like the a lot of the final composition is his creation, I would say. And he did a fantastic job, and it's so many layers. It's like crazy.
But I mean, we all knew how amazing as musician, composer, and human being Shali is as well. I am the first one to say it, but I have to say as well that is your job. This is your project. It's your baby as well. So the base, the core, it's yours. So so just let's say that you deserve all these. This hype that is coming out from these. People are going. Really like to share it everyone. So it's like, so I am the one of the first to have the interview. It will be the first, and then we will gonna update like year by year, like I'm doing with Shell, like do second interview, third interview. But of course, you've been, of course, this has been released. Before talking about, like, I have to ask any musician if there are current project, future project. Just let's keep it for the end. I'm gonna ask you, but before that. You've been involved in other project music, like project in English by another music project, or I don't know, just you publish something by yourself as well, like a little bit of background, or if you still are in something, because I read it something, if I'm not wrong, is called Atmosphere. Okay, so what is that? I'm curious. Yes, I'm curious.
What that is, or
yeah, speak about Atmosphere as well.
Yes. Okay. So me and my partners are both musicians, and he does like electronic beats, and he's very intuitive in his work, and it's like he's very talented in what he does, but it's very different from my folk music stuff.
Yes.
But at the same time, because you have like a beat, you can sort of put like
like the bass. Like
you can
the rhythm.
It works. Sorry, you first.
I was saying like the rhythm. If you have the bass, you can put like the harmonies, the rhythm. You can say that the circle around the core. I don't know. People think will understand what we mean.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it works for some reason. It works quite well together with with folk music, I think. So we have been doing this project a little bit low key, I would say, but we've been doing it like the last 2 years, 3 years, I don't know.
2 years.
But it's been like a slow build because
Okay.
we felt like when we started doing it, we felt like we weren't where we were supposed to be, like in our own musical stuff to actually
Okay.
kind of meet in the middle properly. So it's been like a
Okay.
journey there. But now, like last year, last year kind of started to really become something really cool. So it's like a mixture of folk music and electronic music, but
It's
it's
beautiful
kind of
anyway.
like we're trying to kind of move it back and forth within that
Yeah.
bubble, and it's very like atmospheric and nostalgic sort of. It has like a
Wow.
very blue sound, I would say.
Yes. I heard a lot. Musically, like I heard a different, like type of folk because right now there is like you can say a renaissance of folk. But
Mm.
the main, like the true authentic folk musician are the ones that not are going on the, of course, as well on the big stages, but you find the true and the really like the one that's to the core. They want to do it not for the label or for other stuff. They just for because they want to do it. For example, just you go. I don't want to say that because I like raves, but for example, you go in a raves and they just put electronic and do folk. I saw these things happening like in here as well in Norway. So it's just you put your music and you can even dance on it, or you can just listen it everywhere. Like we said, for hidden meditation were good. And doing that with a partner is could be easy. And as well a little bit problematic because it's always a partner. So,
Yeah.
you're working about that, like about with atmosphere. That you're going moving forward to really publish music and thinking about really actually doing something like, for example, playing live.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
And
really.
what?
I'm saying about planning live and moving forward with this project of atmosphere.
Yeah, I would like to play. We have played live a couple of times, but I would like to do it more. And it's also like if you are a bit like me and you have to kind of you have to learn new things all the time or else you get a little bit crazy in the head.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
yeah, I understand.
important. Yeah, it's really really important to not just stick to one thing.
Yeah,
And I would like to at some point be very experimental with the stuff that I do, but I don't want to like I also really really like uh the way that folk music is very rooted in like um
okay.
tradition sort of.
Yes,
So I
yes.
like both, but I want to do both. So.
Like you say, you want to keep the roots, but as well, let's try into the branch of the tree go by themselves.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, because something that
So
I found in the music, folk music, especially from Norway, and especially
mhm.
in the people, is that it's like a huge family, we can say huge forest of people, forests that are all interconnected. And that's beautiful because I never saw that. No, no way, nowhere, especially here. Like I was saying, here we are like disconnected. There's no connection. So I am the weirdo that goes in, in the nature just to talk with the tree and hug the tree. Like for the first New Year's Eve, I was like in a tree and playing the tagalar. Here, people don't know what is a tagalarpa. What is that? A violin? Please, no, violin is different. See how people don't understand that because there is not, it's too much different, my point of view from these people. And when, for example, I relate and interview a musician like you, I feel that there's still hope outside for people. So so I want to just first of all, of course, say thank you. Just keep on doing that. But coming back a little bit to Annette.
Mhm.
So how was your first approach with music, and which instrument you were like most? We can say, do you prefer to play, or if you prefer to sing? Just your journey about the instrument and the music.
Uh, I've always been singing. Yeah, I come from a family that was very much into like just singing together and playing the guitar
Uh,
and stuff like that. And I grew up in like a church environment, so there was a bunch of like choir stuff.
Yeah. I can relate.
Which was useful, I would say, for that. But and yeah, I've always been singing. And then I wanted to write songs, but I felt like I needed an instrument for that because it's useful to do that. So I
Okay.
had like a period of time where I just tried like everything that I came across, like started playing the piano and I tried to play guitar and I played the ukulele and I played like I bought a hurdy-gurdy, which is super
Yeah.
expensive. Would not recommend to use money on that unless you want to play like professionally, but it's like it's crazy.
Like for healing sound, yeah, in that way, yeah.
Yeah. And then I came across the Kantele because I was part of a Viking festival a couple of years ago where there were like two girls from Lithuania. And they were hired in to play as musicians on that Viking festival. And that was the first time I saw the Kantele. And it was so nice. And there it was like they were two sisters and they were just sitting together and playing and it was
simple and authentic, the best things
yeah. And they were really, really good. And I was like, I need that instrument. And so I got one.
It was easy to have it. I'm asking because I know what it means to have one instrument where you can have easily access on it. Was easy to have it, or you just got it from make it, build it?
What?
I mean, it was easy to have it, like you, or was built it like, like the uncrafted. Luthiers? Yeah, luthiers.
No, I did some Googling and I found a what's it called? They produce is a Russian brand, I think, which is called Baltic Paltzeries, I think.
Okay.
And they produce Kanteles for like and deliver all over the world. And they're not like the best quality, but they're very sturdy.
Okay.
So you can kind of bring them outside and they will like they handle the rain and it's yeah. So I bought like a small one from them and I have like at least 3 from them now.
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
But it was so I started doing that and then I also kind of tried a bunch of other instruments. I would like a lyre at some point, but
oh my god, that's beautiful. Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah, but I realized also, and this is I don't know, maybe special for folk instruments that it's kind of it's a good thing that they're so limited, sort of.
Okay. Yeah.
Because then you have just a couple of strings and that's what you have, and you have to tune it into different
Oh my god, don't speak the tuning with the Tagalog. I'm still dealing with the tuning. And I say that I do my own tuning. I don't care where it's the right one.
Yeah, well, if you find a tuning that works, then you can kind of go with that one. But it's like it's limited. You don't have to do with it the same way as with a guitar or with a piano, for that matter. Yeah. So I just like I think the one that I'm using now. Let's see if I can move it. Whoop.
Let's show. Oh my god, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So thank you.
It's one of your babies.
It's one of my babies.
Yeah.
This has 17 strings, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of, and you only have like these. So this is your piano, sort of. Wow. And then it's kind of limited. Like you can't really make that many mistakes on it.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Basically, that's all where your creativity. I mean, speaking musical creativity, the sound came from that we heard. That's beautiful. So we had wish you showed one of your babies. I like that because as well people that I want to say fan, but people who are watching that can have a better they feel close with the musician as well when they show their instrument. They feel like a little bit home with them, like closer to them. Yeah. So and then you just it's important because as well, like you mentioned, this website because outside there are a lot of people that really they want to start to play a folk instrument, and they don't know where to go. Maybe they go on Etsy, which is as well, you have of course to inform about that. So they just go all around the web just asking. So just for example, to someone that wants to buy type of instrument, you give an advice, which is good. So thank you for the people. Yeah, so and of course, I mean, your journey I think is not over yet because it's already started. At least I think for this releasing of this song, because that's the public is reacting really good about it. But which are the actual plan of Anetta? I mean, what you want to do, you're planning to do like musically or live in the today, tomorrow, in the further time?
You mean like this year or like
Yeah, in general, if you're
Yeah.
planning like to write an album or release other songs or making, I don't know, an exhibition gallery, could be anything.
Yeah. I would like to do more concerts with Atmosfären. That would be awesome. And I'm like, you know, now that I'm done with Sovsang, I'm like, you kind of like,
Yeah, to chill.
and then
And
you have to, then you have to kind of start again. I was very, very inspired by Charles Blota.
yeah,
And I don't know. I'm not gonna be like a super copycat because I think that most stuff that he does is quite awesome. But but I like the whole concept of using music as a kind of like a healing
so yeah.
thing. Yeah. And so I would like to write, like, it will still be folk music, but I would like to write more personal songs
Okay.
because I've noticed that if you write about like bigger themes in mythology and everything, you can kind of connect it to things that people are
Yeah.
feeling universally, but you can also zoom in and you can like, this is a very intimate moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And especially a
Yeah.
lot of people can see themselves in the music, like happened for example for Blotta, the album show, yeah. Because it was personal. A lot of people, for example, Vunayold, when she wrote When the Dealer was written, but if you can see, you can reflect and you can perceive. So that's a good, I mean, if you the work would be like the soft song, I mean, just I'm waiting for the result. I need that. I need more healing tool. Just give all the healing tools.
Okay. I will provide that. I don't know. It's quite interesting because I've always I've always thought of like creative or like art and music as for me it hasn't been a healing thing like until last year. Before that, it was more like an escapism, I would
Yeah.
say. Um, because you know it's you have like a hard time and then you can sort of move your focus
Yeah.
onto this thing and then you can practice your instrument or you can write a
Yes.
song. Yeah, so it's
That's as well healing.
yeah, so I'm starting to appreciate like the healing aspect of it, and I think that's important because it's very easy to just think of it as a distraction, but then you're not engaging with it properly.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. You said it right completely. So we can so we will wait until this will be out maybe in the next years, or I hope soon as always possible. And I mean, but about playing this song that has been released, you I don't know, some place where you can, yeah, I mean, you've been proposed to play it live somewhere, or it's just right now being released and you're focusing on something else?
What you mean? Oh, if I'm sorry, one more time.
Like if, for example, the Sovesang song, you've been asked of playing it live, there will be a chance to see it live, played, performed.
I would hope that I want to be able to play it live, and especially together with Lena with a harp. thingy. We have talked about that, but we haven't. At least she lives in another city, so it's a little bit difficult. Yeah, but we'll see. I don't really have that much plans for this year quite yet.
But if you have it, text me.
Yeah, but I would if I get a hold of her and we actually do it live, I will record it because yeah, we have to record it. Yeah.
So I mean, just for before ending, I want to ask you what was and which is today your main influences for when you write music, or when you just paint, or when you just design, just anything in your life, maybe.
What is my main inspiration?
Yeah, I got
nature. I don't know, just being honest with your feelings.
No, that's a good answer.
I have so this is I'm gonna be brief about this, but I do have a chronic illness, which kind of forces me to slow down a lot, and not work like crazy. Yeah, and that also, I wouldn't say that it inspires me, but it sort of steers the focus inwards a lot. So it makes I've noticed like a lot of the music is very much it's very I wouldn't say small, but it's kind of like it's not very like it's like
no, but I know what you mean. And it's beautiful as well that you're saying that, because it's very personal and I appreciate that. But of course, I mean, nature, it's always the best inspiration as always. But what can I say? Thank you so much for this interview. Of course, I want to dig more, so produce more, and just really a quick hello to everyone will watch this interview, and it was really a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure, and let's keep each other updated for, I don't know, I will be in Norway this summer, so who knows?
Yeah, let's meet up.
Yes, I will be a month in Norway. Everyone will know that now. I will be all August. I will be in Norway between Bergen and Borre.